looking at the hymn, What a Friend We Have in Jesus. This is my absolute favorite hymn, and one the Lord has used many times in my life to help me through different trials and stuff, so I'm very excited to dive deep into this one. So without further ado, let's dive into What a Friend We Have in Jesus. Alright, so this is kind of a longer tune. We're doing the verse and the chorus and also the ending. So what we're going to be doing first is we're going to start with a hammer-on from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, kind of like a Foggy Mountain Breakdown. Okay, so 2, 1, 5, 2, 1, 5. Okay, and then the next we're going to be taking this index finger here and we're going to be moving it down a string to the 2nd fret 1st string. So it'll sound sort of like this. Okay, so you can hear in those forward rolls I'm switching from here to back, so you'll start here, move to the 2nd fret 1st string, and then you'll be doing open, so it's kind of like this. So playing it a little bit slower. Okay, so that kind of gives us the Okay, we're going to be doing another open 5th string. Then we're going to be moving on to a slide from the 2nd to the 4th fret on the 3rd string with a kind of a forward roll. Okay, so that's 3, 2, 1, 5. Okay. Then we're going to be doing an open 3rd string. Okay, so that's together. Okay, so far what we have is this. Okay, then after that we're going to be moving on to a partial C chord, which is going to turn into a full C chord. So what we have here is another series of forward rolls. 5, 2, 1, 5, 2, 1. And then we're going to be hammering on to make that final full C shape. We're going to hammer that on. Okay? Okay, so 4, 5, 1. So let's go ahead and start from that slide. Okay, and we're going to be doing a pull off from the 3rd string, 2nd fret, just pulling off to open. And then we're going to reach down for the 4th string, 2nd fret, and then open 4th fret. Okay, so that's what that sounds like. Okay, so let's go ahead and play that whole first line of tab through. Alright, so that is the first whole line of tablature there. Let's go ahead and move to the 2nd line. So we're going to be starting, so let's go ahead and start back on that open 4th. And then we're going to be doing a series of forward rolls. 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1. So and we're going to be doing another slide from 2 to 4 on the 3rd string. So 3, 2, 1, 5. And we're going to be doing a double note. So we're going to be doing that on a partial C chord. And then open. And then we're going to be doing on the 3rd string, we're going to be plucking the 2nd fret. And then on the 4th string, the 4th. Okay, so we have 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1. Okay, and then we're going to be doing the 2nd fret on the 4th string. And then we're going to be doing a hammer-on from open to 2nd, so it sounds like this. Okay. So 4, 4, 3. Okay, and that's the whole second line of the tab. So let's go ahead and play that through. Let's go ahead and start with that open note on the 4th string up on the 1st line. Okay, and then the 3rd line is the exact as the 1st line. We'll go ahead and play that through together. Okay. Okay, so then this 4th line is going to be kind of the same as the 2nd line, but just a tad bit different. We are going to start exactly like we were before with the forward rolls. Okay, and we're going to be doing a slide just like before. But this time we're going to be doing a forward and reverse roll. So and then a pull off on the 3rd string, 3rd fret to 2nd fret, and then open. Okay, so that sounds like this. Okay, so now we're going to be going into a G run. If you watched previous videos, I've explained what that is. It just sounds like this. So it's just a forward roll. So 3, 1, 5, slide from the 3rd string, 2nd fret to the 3rd. Okay, so forward roll, slide to the 3rd, open 1st string, and then 2nd fret on the 4th string, open 1st, and then open 3rd. Then we're going to do a pinch, open 2nd, pinch. Okay, so that whole line, starting from the 3rd line, open 4th string. And that is the whole verse. So let's go ahead and play it slowly, and then we will dive into the chorus. Alrighty, moving on to the chorus. We're going to be starting with a D7 shape, so like this. This is your middle finger on the second fret, 3rd string, and your index finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret. Okay, we're going to be doing a forward and reverse roll. So this is what it's going to sound like. Okay, so right there on that last note when you're going to the back to the 3rd string, you're going to be letting go. So it's going to sound like this. Okay, so you start with the 2nd fret pressed down, and then you let go and you come back. Okay, so this whole, I'm going to just go ahead and play this through, just so that way you can kind of hear what it sounds like. Okay, so we're going to start with that forward and reverse. And we're going to press that back down, then open 2nd string, and then back to the 1, and then back to the 3rd string, 2nd fret. So okay, then we're going to be doing a slide from the 2nd fret to the 4th fret on the 3rd string. Okay, so that sounds like. So yeah. So 3, 2, 1, 5, 2, 5, 1. Okay, then we're gonna go back to our Foggy Mountain kind of hammer there. The second fret to the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. So 2, 1, 5, 2, 1, 5, 2, 1. Okay, and then we're gonna be doing another double note on the partial C chord. Okay, so that's that whole first kind of line of tablature on the chorus there. So let's go ahead and play that through. Alright, so then moving down onto the next line of tab, we have a kind of a forward roll, so 5, 1, 5, 2, 1, 5, 5, 2, 1, 5, and then we're going to be doing 1 still with the 2nd fret pressed down, and then open. So I'm going to go ahead and play it through so that way you kind of hear what it sounds like. Okay, so yeah, we'll start with that forward roll. Then we're going to be doing 1 open, and then all open. So you're going to be plucking that 2nd string, and then back to 1 on the 2nd string, and then back to open on the 2nd string. And then we're going to be doing a 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and then 4th string on the 4th string. Sorry, 4th fret on the 4th string. And then a forward roll. So what that sounds like is this. Okay, then we're going to be doing what we did before. We do the 2nd fret on the 4th string with a hammer on. Okay, so that is the whole second line, so let's go ahead and play that. Okay, so let's move down to that third line of the chorus. So we're going to be basically doing what we did before at the beginning with that kind of Foggy Mountain roll. Okay, so that whole line is the same as the first line of the verse. So then we move on to the next line, which is the fourth line of the chorus, and that's going to be a little bit different from the other one. So we're going to start exactly like we did before with the forward rolls. Then we're going to be doing a slide, kind of like we did before, but this time we're not going to be just doing, so we're not going to be sliding from the second to the fourth on the third string, we're actually going to be sliding from the second to the third on the fourth string, because we're going to do a little kind of interesting lick here. It sounds like this. So before it sounded like this. But this one sounds. It just kind of gives variation to the solo, kind of gives variation to the break. And so it's basically the same thing, but we're just going to be sliding from the second to the third. We're going to be doing a forward and reverse. And we're going to be placing our index finger on the first string, second fret. Okay, so it kind of gives that ominous kind of sound, but it sounds good when you're going fast. And we're going to be, so after you do that forward, then in the reverse, we're going to be open. Pull off from the third to the second fret on the third string. And then we're going into a G run. Okay, so let's go ahead and play the whole line starting from the open fourth string on the third line of the chorus. Okay, and if you want to do the solo again, you can just add another pinch and then go right back into the verse. But we're going to go ahead and enter in that very last line of tab. And this is the ending. This is kind of this is going to be a very fun ending, I think, to add to this song. So what we're going to start out with is a pinch from the second fret on the first string. And we're going to slide up to the fifth. So kind of like Cripple Creek. Okay. You can do a pinch or you can just do one, doesn't matter. The tab doesn't have a pinch, but you can if you want. And we're going to go back down. We're going to be doing a kind of D7 shape that's moved down a string and up one fret. So a forward roll, 5, 2, 1, 5, and then a backwards roll. Pull off from the third to the second on the third string, and then end on open. Pinch. Okay, so that sounds like. Okay, and now we're gonna go all the way up to the neck, to the ninth fret here on the first string, and the 11th fret all the way on the second string. So it's going to sound like this. So 5, 2, 5, 2, 1, 5. Okay, then we're going to take this index finger, and we're going to, so we're going to take this index finger, and we're going to actually drop it, we're going to let go completely, and then just fret the third string, ninth fret. So it's going to look kind of like this. could practice that a minute, but that's okay. Okay, so that's... And then an open first string. Okay? Alright, and then we're going to go all the way up to the 16th fret on the first string. And then slide it up to the 17th. Okay, so that last part of the lick sounds like this. Okay, so let's play the whole ending lick together. So maybe some of you noticed that when I was playing down here, I was more down here on the banjo strings. But as I got up further, I moved my hands up, and that's because there is a tone difference between the two. So if you play very close to the bridge, it sounds very twangy. But you move up, and it sounds more mellow, more soft. And so that's a really good feel for way up here on the neck. So you want that twanginess down here. And then I kind of go like middle way here. And then I move all the way up. And it just kind of feels natural for me. It probably won't be at first to some of y'all, and that's okay. You can totally play it down here the whole entire time. And it still sounds wonderful. I just kind of like the variation there, but that's totally, it sounds great either way. So yeah, let's go ahead and play the whole song through, including the ending, and slowly. And that is how you play What a Friend We Have in Jesus.